electronics for the most extreme wrestling, and this is your AEW Dynamite review for May 6, 2020. And returning is JR, Tony Shivani, and Excalibur. And not only that, here on Dynamite, the explosions, the pyros have returned as well. And here at the Daily's Place, we are starting this with Cody Rhodes and Joey Janela. Now, Joey Janela obviously has not been spending his time getting in better shape, although in this match he did look pretty good there against Cody. Now, keep in mind, Cody, he's going to be going for that TNT Championship, but that actually is going to happen at Double or Nothing, and that is May 23rd, only a couple of weeks away. Hey, we may not have fans, probably won't have fans for that, but it'll still be on pay-per-view, so get your money ready. Alright, now Cody Rhodes, he fights outside of the ring. This dude's doing backflips off of the stage. Man, he was showing out quite a bit, and walks away with the victory on this one. Joey Janela, I can't complain about anything he did in this match. Like, it worked. He wasn't too over the top for me where I was just rolling my eyes constantly. So I gotta give him that. Sheeta does get Cody Rhodes' belt as he throws it out, and she was very excited about that. So I feel like everyone inside of that crowd at some point is going to end up with the Cody belt. They should start bringing them to the shows. Then we'll just have a whole bunch of Cody. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe we should not do that, because that would just be weird and creepy. It would almost seem like everyone had to love Cody. It's probably not a good idea. We have a video package here with Nyla Rose, and the track on this, the audio track, they had a guy speaking on this, narrating, and he said these lines, and they quite disturbed me. He said that Nyla and Riho was, quote, one of the greatest women's wrestling matches. I'm quite sure he said the greatest women's wrestling match. And I'm thinking, not in AEW, not anywhere. Are you freaking serious? I mean, look at them trying to rewrite history and convince people that that was some kind of great match. I understand that you got a really good clip of Riho doing that dive or whatever that you got in the open and it's on video, but you can't say that. I mean, that's a little bit ridiculous, don't you think? But tonight, the women's champion Nyla Rose is going to be taking on, for the first time here in AEW, it is Kenzie Paige. And I was excited for this, because as soon as I saw the shot, the faraway shot, I said, oh, that's Kenzie Paige. I know who that is. So she's going to be in this match, and I was super excited. She's 18 years old. She was trained by Dr. Tom Pritchard and Kane, but unfortunately, she didn't have the size of Kane or the experience of Kane and Tom Pritchard. Oh no, Nyla Rose. She took this 18-year-old young wrestler with a bright future, and she just defeated her pink ass right there inside of the ring. Well, I don't know if her ass is pink or not, but she was wearing pink. Let's be clear about that. Nyla Rose, she punished this girl. Instead of pinning Paige, she punished her. And Nyla Rose comes away with the victory. Just insult to injury with that. And Nyla Rose continues on her path of destruction. The women's wrestlers in the crowd were looking like, it's going to be a tall order to take down the native beast, Nyla Rose, whenever they do get their chance in the future. We're moving into the future right here, because it's MJF in a clearly set up green screen area. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you how you can know this for an absolute fact, which makes me think that those previous segments were also green screened as well. This one stood out a little too much because it was very obvious, and I'll get to that. So MJF, he's talking about how he's injury-free, how he's going to get back on his throne, and next week he's going to be there for a match coming up next week. Okay, we don't know what that match is, but we're going to find out later. Now, as he's talking about getting back on his throne, they actually took away his chair, or these people, whoever they were, 2 people, and brought in a new throne to put behind him that he could sit in. And if you looked at their footsteps, looked at their feet, looked where they were standing, you could see that there was absolutely no shadow. There's no context shadows. So for instance, when you get closer to something, the shadow gets more intense and more intense and more intense, to the point where it's just complete darkness, and you didn't have any of that kind of stuff there. So I'm assuming they can't afford that kind of green screen action. But what I would say is, just frame it a little bit differently so you wouldn't see those shadows. But because if they would have done that, I might have been fooled by that background backdrop. Anyways, just a little tidbit for you right there. Spears, he is speaking. This is a pre-recorded video where he's speaking about Cody and how Cody, he should have saved Dustin. He was saying, I have a brother, and I would have saved my brother. I would have thrown in the towel. So it's kind of like a double jab at him, saying that he should have thrown in the towel, which, Cody couldn't just do that, and also insinuating that he's a bad brother or he couldn't stand up for him. So, Tony Schiavone, he's interviewing MJF and Shawn Spears. They're drinking, they're gambling, and Tony Schiavone lets MJF know that at Double or Nothing he has an opponent, and his opponent is Jungle Boy. And MJF is shocked by this. He spits out his drink. He can't believe it. So I like that because, if you just said that on paper, I would say, Jungle Boy, I like him, but, MJF's up here, and MJF's probably going to beat that boy's ass. So the fact that he was a little bit shocked by this revelation gives him a little bit more credibility, because MJF has to be thinking in his head that he's going to have more than a little bit of trouble taking down old Jungle Boy. He's going to swing around, all over him. So boom, he's booked for that. Frankie Kazarian in his first AEW singles match. I didn't realize this, but yeah, I can't recall him. They're absolutely right about this factoid here. Taking on Jon Moxley. He is the AEW champion, going against a man who's having his very first singles AEW match. Yeah. Frankie Kazarian was tan. He was that. But the tanning, it just wasn't enough. No, he was on his back after a paradigm shift, and Jon Moxley walks away as the winner. Or does he? Because as he wins the Dark Order, they attack, coming out of the darkness, attacking Moxley. It was like previous weeks where we saw the Dark Order in great numbers, all dressed in black and masked and attacking someone. But this time, maybe it will actually go somewhere of some kind of note. As Brody Lee comes out, he's wearing his suit, he's looking quite dapper, and he's talking about taking this bounty. Brody, he lets us know that he is a leader, and he's challenging for the AEW Championship, not before decking some guy, and which I guess it was QT Marshall. I didn't really get a good glimpse of him, but attacking Jon Moxley as well. And Jon Moxley, in typical Mick Foley fashion, foaming at the mouth, bleeding a little bit, and out of breath, says, all you had to do was ask. So he's keeping his crazy man mentality, always willing to fight, always willing to defend that championship, and he's going to do it. Brody Lee stands over Moxley and ends up attacking him again, takes the belt away. So now Brody Lee is in possession of the AEW Championship, although he is not the champion. Well, at least not yet, because maybe, perhaps, he could be taking that championship away permanently very soon. We'll have to stay tuned to find out. But not tonight. Not tonight. Right now we got Brandy Brandy's got to be all over the show, son. So they have a pre-recorded segment with her where she's speaking about Lance Archer and Jake Roberts. Basically about how she's not scared. She is the chief brand officer, or chief brandy officer, as she sometimes says. And she will hit back and telling Jake Roberts to keep her name out of his dirty mouth. She's standing up for herself, damn it. She's a powerful lady, which she is. It's QT Marshall with Brandy versus Lance Archer, and I don't know why they're all wearing red, but they are. Brandy, QT Marshall, Lance Archer. Lance Archer, of course, punches some guy on his way out to the ring. I think this is a silly thing to do, because how can you do that every single week? Like, if this is going to be a thing that you do, aren't you going to run out of cable pullers, camera guys, random guys? You would think that the wrestlers, the employees, would know that they were in danger when Lance Archer was coming out, to the point where people would move out of the way. So I don't know if this is just something they're doing for laughs and giggles, or if it's something they're trying to do permanently. All I'm saying is, I don't see how that'd be possible to be doing that permanently, because eventually everyone in the whole damn company would have a black eye. So, Jake Roberts, of course, he is with Lance Archer. He has a mask on because he damn sure should. And he's staying safe out there, damn it. He's staying safe. Well, look, dude, you're going to be staying pretty safe in them old 80s blue jeans that you be wearing. But Lance Archer, he not only does the blackout, which he could have won with after this match. Now, QT Marshall, look, he really did put on a hell of an effort. I gotta give him credit for that. But he took that blackout. He would have got pinned, but Lance Archer said no, and then put the claw on this man and pinned him anyways. This match is over. It's Lance Archer is the victor here. Now, Britt Baker in her grubby hands, I don't know what she was doing, but she came in and attacked Brandy. I didn't know that she had such a beef, because Brandy was talking about Lance Archer and Jake Roberts during her promo, but she should have put other people in there as well, like Britt Baker. Now, why did Britt Baker come in and DDT? Well, because she is a DDS, and probably because she's pretty bored with not a lot happening at her doctor's office during these times. Why did she use the DDT? That's Jake Roberts' move. And Jake Roberts is in the ring. Why is Jake Roberts in the ring? He's got his mask off. Oh my goodness, this man has a snake. He done went old school and he's bringing a snake out. So he lays the snake on Brandy. He makes sure to get the snake on her face, on her arm, on her neck, going in between her legs. This snake was trying to go in her armpit. I don't know how she didn't laugh or giggle or get tickled. Because you remember Jon Moxley? Jon Moxley. This man was in WWE. They did that Raw old school. Jake Roberts put the snake on him and he was all like, "You got a snake on me," but not Brandy. Brandy, she did a hell of an acting job, because I think that with that snake going under my arm, I would have been like, "Gee," and I might have giggled just a little bit. I might have got a little bit ticklish, I'm not even going to lie. You got a snake slithering and doing the tongue? I don't know. I'm not so much afraid of snakes. I'm cool with them, as long as they're trained and I know they're defanged and all these kind of things, all the details. But I'm pretty sure I would have had more of a reaction with that, I think it was a python, licking me around my exposed body parts, licking me right in the mouth. That's a little weird, man. It's just a little weird. Maybe it's a little bit too close. A little too close for me. Yes. Okay. And then Roberts, he kind of in a sexual way lays on top of Brandy. I thought he was about to start humping her. I was like, yikes. So I'm pretty sure that Cody is going to be upset about this. Although Brandy was stating in her promo that, she doesn't need Cody Rhodes. She doesn't need her man to come save her and stuff like this. She's a strong lady. So we'll see how this plays out after the show and going into next week. Taz tries to interview Darby Allin, but Darby Allin promptly leaves. I guess Darby Allin only likes to communicate in his black and white pre-made videos that he does on his own. Next up, it is Le Sex God. It is the street fight. We have Kenny Omega. He's one half the tag team champions, and Damascus Matt Hardy taking on Jericho and Sammy Guevara, the Le Sex Gods. It's a street fight, so of course they're fighting outside. Men are wearing blue jeans. They do have knee pads on because you gotta be safe these days, fighting all outside. Now Damascus, he disappears for a second, and then here comes Matt Hardy. But not Matt Hardy like Damascus Matt Hardy, but old school Matt Hardy. And I don't mean old Matt Hardy like old Matt Hardy. I mean old Matt Hardy like back in the day Matt Hardy. So I don't know why they're pulling this Mick Foley stuff. It's 2 times I've referenced Mick Foley in this. Hey, it happens. They shouldn't be ripping him off like this. And it's not even like a rip-off. It's just done in a weird way. Kind of like how Mick Foley did the Royal Rumble entrance where he was Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind. Anyways, I think I'm done with the Mick Foley references. Okay, so Jericho, he uses a bat on Kenny Omega, and of course Kenny Omega, the way he sells, he's like, bah! Can't even do it correctly, but he's just like he got struck by lightning, and he's just head back, just going right here. And the ladders and the tables get brought out, and I'm thinking, if I was Matt Hardy, I would be thinking, when am I going to be done with the ladders and the tables? I'm getting a little bit older, and my body's going to shatter into glass one day going through these damn things. I mean, that shit was cool 20 years ago, but times be a-changin'. Okay, Matt Hardy, he's on top of a ladder. It is old school Matt Hardy, so maybe things don't hurt him as much. He does the whole, Team Extreme type thing. He doesn't hit the leg drop through the table because I would have been scared if he did. He ends up doing a splash, which is much safer. So you know what? Hey, Matt, good for you, dude. I don't want you to be hurting yourself because a leg drop sucks anyways. A leg drop through a table is just awkward. And Matt Hardy ends up going into a freezer. They're hitting with a bag of ice, but he ends up in the freezer, so he's gonna go chill out for a moment. And eventually, Damascus Matt Hardy comes out of the freezer. So whether you knew this or not, these ice freezers, they are time-traveling portals. This is why they keep locks on them at stores and at gas stations. They're fighting backstage. They got trash cans, ice machines, and ATMs. It's just that ATM, by the way, was dishing out more money than the ticket sales for AEW in the past month, which means not that much. But Sammy Guevara, he put some of that cash in his drawers and in his pocket, I suppose. And then Hardy goes to recreate the WrestleMania 17 spot with the golf cart and running people over for whatever reason. And Jericho, he's on the table, and Omega, he gets on a scissor lift, and that scissor lift goes up. I don't recall seeing this before, but I thought, man, that's a pretty clever way to do it. You get on the scissor lift, somebody raises you up to a predetermined or undetermined height whenever they feel like letting go of that thing, and he haphazardly does a moonsault off of this thing. I mean, he was a little bit shaky leg, but damn, he did a moonsault. There was these 2 tables that were set up with a suspiciously laid out black tarp over it, and he does this moonsault onto a bunch of guys. Now, he doesn't touch the table, or at least he doesn't break it. I'm assuming that the tables were there just in case he came up short, which, as shaky-legged as he was, I thought he was going to be short, and I was really concerned for him, but damn, he executed the hell out of that thing, hit it absolutely perfectly. Kenny Omega, he's damn sure impressive sometimes. Santana and Ortiz are so impressed by this, they come out of that football field out there and start helping out. And old Damascus Matt Hardy gets powerbombed through that suspicious double set of tables, which I'm pretty sure had some padding underneath. And if they didn't, I don't know why they didn't, because yeah, you got to keep people safe. And I know it's not that far of a drop. But, you know, when you can be safe, you should be safe. At least in my book. That's all I'm saying. Kenny Omega, he's powerbombed on the top of a gator. And look, I know it's Florida, but not like a gator that bites you, but a gator that you drive. They had a golf cart and a gator. Or maybe they were both gators. Probably gators. I think gators are more powerful and they have four-wheel drive, as, you know, if you get on a golf cart and you get stuck, you can get stuck very easily. Trust me, I've done it and it sucks. And then you got to pull the damn thing out and then you got tire tracks and oh my goodness, you just don't want to. You just don't want to do it. Pre-warning. They didn't have to worry about that anyways. I think they were just dealing with concrete. Kenny Omega was dealing with concrete because he got pinned on that concrete by Chris Jericho and the 6 gods of Chris Jericho and of Sammy Guevara come away as the winners of this match. The Inner Circle's logo, their name, is displayed on the backboard of this huge stadium behind them, which is not the daily place that they've been wrestling in. It's like a big football type area, and it is in the background as the Inner Circle, their name up in lights and their middle fingers up in your face. That was AEW Dynamite, and keep in mind that May 23rd, Double or Nothing is coming back. Whether there are fans, there or not, get your checkbooks ready. Go to that ATM machine and get your cash so you can pay that pay-per-view money. I don't know how I feel about watching a pay-per-view with no fans, or presumably maybe wrestlers as the fans. I really hope that they're able to have some kind of crowd. I don't know what that looks like, if that means that people are going to be able to bring 6-foot signs with them because there's no one around them. I don't know. We don't know that for certain yet. All we know is that these matches are getting booked, and these matches will take place at Double or Nothing, and looking forward to that. But until then, I'll catch you guys next time.